All right, what's up, people? We back. We lit today. Uh, today's segment, we're gonna be discussing a lot of good stuff. We got the Warriors Lakers preview. We talking about Kawhi and PG. What should the Clippers do with them? We got how did your team do in the NFL draft? And we got some Warriors Kings analysis. And we got Stack City today.
What's good?
We got Bob.
What's up?
Bringing that Commanders juice. And then we got Bravo. And then Eagles.
What's happening?
Boys had a crazy draft, man. Crazy.
Let's get into that.
Yeah, that carries us into our first topic, man. How did your team do in the NFL draft? And we'll start with those Eagles. Go ahead, Steve.
Well, I'll say that we dominated that draft, like point blank, period. Like from go. I mean, we traded up to 9, I think, with the Bears. To select maybe the best player in the draft with Javon Carter. Obviously got some off-field, concerns and stuff like that. That's why he kind of slipped a little bit. But I think a lot of people say he was the best player in the draft. And then like last pick of the first. It's the 30th pick, I think. They got the edge. I think it was Nolan Smith, another guy from Georgia. So just keeping with that tradition. I think we got my man last year, the defensive tackle. I'm trying to think of his name. I can't think of his name. But we got him in the first round. I think it was Jordan Davis. They got him in the first round last year. And they got Nakobe Dean last year also. You know what I'm saying? So all those guys from Georgia. Then they turn around and get the kid, the corner from Georgia. I think they got him in the 4th round or something like that. So it's Georgia North up there now. And then I think they traded a 7th rounder for DeAndre Swift, which is next to nothing. I think they traded a 7th and I think it was a 2025 4th also. So they crushed it, and I was looking at the odds like of their Super Bowl chances, and before the draft, I think it was like plus 1,000 or something like that. They were tied with a couple teams, but after the draft, it dropped tremendously. Like they're right there with the Chiefs now. So, what I mean? We made strides, what I'm saying? I'll just say it like that. I feel like we crushed it, so there you go.
Man, I agree, man. Y'all boys had a crazy draft and a 7th rounder for Swift.
I couldn't believe that. I felt like the Detroit. I ain't gonna take up too much time. Detroit kind of butted heads with DeAndre Swift. I think it was Deuce Staley particularly, and so I felt like they just wanted to get him out of there. You know what I mean? So that's basically what that was. So yeah, they just gave him away, basically.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
All right, Stack. Let's hear. How did your team do?
My team being the Washington Commanders, I give us a solid like B+. Round 1, pick 16. We got Emmanuel Forbes, Mississippi State, DB, 6'1", 166. Initially, I wanted like Christian Gonzalez from Oregon or Porter from Penn State as the DB. But I'm not mad at the pick. I think it has potential. I like Forbes. I like his swag. I like his confidence. He's athletic, long arms. I think he had like a 4.3 40, 37.5-inch vertical, 10-11 broad jump. Like he's real athletic, top tier speed, next level vertical, not top tier, but next level down. He's aggressive, but he's small. That's the biggest knock on him. At 6'1", he's only $166, 170 at the most. But he's not afraid to get in there and mix it up. He has a good feel. He has a good feel, in my opinion. The ball seems to find him. 14 career interceptions, 6 pick sixes. The ball he always seems to be in the right place at the right time. So I think he has the potential to be a really good addition to our already strong defense. I'm not mad at the pick, and he has potential to be just as good as some of the other highly rated DBs. So even though I would have gone with somebody else, I like the pick. I like his confidence. I like his swagger, and I like what he brings to the table athletically. I like the fact that the ball always finds him. We got another DB, I think, in round 2, Jartavius Martin from Illinois. Solid depth pick at the cornerback position. He can also play like nickel or safety. We got a center in the 3rd round, Stromberry from Arkansas in the SEC. Braden Daniels from Utah in the 4th round. My favorite value pick came in the 5th round with KJ Henry from Clemson. I think he's got underrated athleticism as an edge rusher. I think he can compete for being in that rotation early even as a rookie. So I like that as my favorite value pick in the later end of the draft. Then we finished up with running back Chris Rodriguez and Andre Jones, another DN. So we addressed some needs. We did okay. It's like nobody, to really get excited about, in my opinion. But it was solid. It was solid. So I'll give it a solid B+ with the potential to be higher.
I noticed y'all didn't draft a quarterback, so I don't know if y'all have faith in Howell or Brissett.
Yeah.
They got Brissett too.
They got Brissett.
I didn't realize they had Brissett. Okay, that's
Jacoby. We got Jacoby in the offseason to back him up. So yeah, that's I think that's what we did in the draft.
Yeah.
Bob, talk to us about your team.
Well, I think he just gave an amazing breakdown. I'm a Commanders fan as well. But I would say this. I think the Commanders won the draft, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because we didn't address no need outside of cornerback. So clearly, we're trying to go for a number 1 pick next year. We didn't get no quarterback, like you said. We're going for Caleb Williams in 2024.
Yeah.
So,
strategy.
yeah, that's that. Yeah, I think we did everything to not win this year.
Gotcha.
So great for us and the future successes of our team.
I like that perspective.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm genuinely, I'm not mad at that. If we can't win this year, I prefer us lose out until we get a quarterback, because you can't win in the NFL without a quarterback. That said, Carolina, I think Carolina had one of the top 4 or 5 drafts, I mean, like rank wise in the draft. Of course, they found their future quarterback.
Right.
Yeah, they gave him a receiver that got like superstar potential in the 2nd round. Even though a lot of people said it was a reach, I also know a lot of people say his upside is probably bigger than anybody else's in the draft. And I mean, overall, I think between my 2 personal teams, I mean, I do think the Commanders needed a corner, the Panthers needed a quarterback. Definitely more excited about the Panthers this year than I really think Ron Rivera has ran his course, and I think his hand has been showed that without a quarterback, Cam Newton, then he's an old school guy that's not and that he's not an innovative coach. He's an old school coach, and we in a space in the NFL where it's evolving like year by year. The type of quarterback that the prototypical quarterback is no longer 6'4", big arm, and no production. You know what I'm saying? Is whatever it looks like, and you have to be mobile. And so I don't think Ron Rivera fits the mold of a new age coach, and for those reasons, I think it's time for him to go after he lose out this year and give us the number 1 pick.
You think Eric Bieniemy is the next man up?
I don't. I think that he is an extension of. I think he's a coach, not a play caller. If that makes sense. So like a lot of people been talking about Eric Bieniemy being a head coach. There's plenty of other black coaches that got jobs and he didn't. And it's for a reason. Some people are good coaches and motivate people well. But scheme in the NFL matters in the chess match, and I don't think he has that. So I think we got a offensive coordinator that's really a glorified offensive line coach or receiver coach or whatever he specializes in.
You think
I
he
don't think
overrated?
I
Okay,
totally
gotcha.
overrated.
Gotcha. Riding them wings of Pat Mahomes all that
Yeah.
time. I got you. That makes sense though. I mean, it's
Mhm.
definitely fine.
It has been said that Ron Rivera is very old school and not innovative at all. So I think that's a good
I mean,
reason why.
and I don't mean that to say he's a bad coach. I think he's a good coach.
Mhm.
But like I said, we in a place where we're evolving. So like, I don't think being a good coach. I think good coaches deserve in positions, like
Yeah.
position coaches. I don't think they deserve to be calling the shots or calling the plays. And I think he's old school in that regard, outdated. Mhm.
I guess that's why he brought in innovative play caller. Somebody from the family tree of Andy Reid. So we all know what he does, and he's won Super Bowls, and so
Except Andy Reid called the plays.
exactly. So
Not him.
exactly. So we'll see. I mean, he had to pick up something from him. He had to pick up something from him for sure. He's been with him like 4 or 5 years, something
It
like
may
that.
have been
Now.
longer than that. It may have been longer than that. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been a little while.
We'll
Think
see.
back
I
to
mean, I hope
Alex
I'm
Smith. I
wrong.
want to say, yeah.
I hope I'm wrong though. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong about everything about the Reds, about the Commanders.
Well, B2 except for how I hope he gets off, man. I've been investing in him in sports cards. I hope
Yeah, Sam Howell. Yeah,
I hope he gets off, man.
big upside, man. He showed a lot against the Cowboys last game.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll
In
see.
one game, but
It was one game.
Yeah,
You don't believe in him, Bob? You don't believe in him?
I'm not gonna say I don't believe in him.
He said
I
he seen it
thought
enough.
I thought he was great at North Carolina, and a lot of people forget Sam Howell was rated as a first round quarterback before his junior year, where he his stock fell a lot. But that's because he lost the offensive line, lost a lot of receivers. But I mean, Sam Howell is solid. I mean, I do think he can be a serviceable quarterback, but I don't think that he's a. I mean, we in a space right. The NFC is wide open.
What's
The
his
NFC
ceiling?
is wide open because A-Rod is gone. All the quarterbacks is in the AFC right now.
It's a lot of
And
quarterback.
honestly, the Eagles got a they got a clear path to the NFC Championship because there ain't nobody that's. I don't think the Eagles is that good, to be honest with you. But I think that they at
Hot
this
take.
point
Hot take.
they don't have anybody to stop them.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Let me ask you this: what you think? I heard you say serviceable. What do you think his ceiling is? Like if he maxes his potential?
I think his ceiling is a guy who won't even be a Pro Bowler. I put him in the same bracket as Taylor Heineke, except Taylor Heineke has magical play. I don't think Sam Howell has the magical factor. You know what I'm saying? But similar, both guys can probably max out about 8 or 9 games, maybe give you a playoff one year and never make it again. That type of level quarterback.
Yeah, that remains to be seen.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, you guys, we're gonna go ahead and move on to our next subject, and that is the Warriors Kings had themselves a game tonight. Let's start off with Stack.
Hey, Vaughn, who you had in that series, and how many you had him in?
You said Vaughn or Bob?
Vaughn.
Vaughn. Oh,
He's the host.
I had the Kings, man. I had the Kings. I was rooting for the underdog, and it didn't come to fruition. So
remind me who my pick to win it all was last week.
You got the Warriors. You got the Warriors.
Okay,
we see you with the hat.
Remind me who I said. remind me of who I said was the best player in the playoffs right now.
Yeah, you said Steph.
Somebody tell me what Steph did in Game 7 today. Come on, man.
We expected Steph to step up, man. I mean,
what did he do though?
What did
he do? Did he drop a 50 ball in Game 7? Never been done before. What?
And had a crazy game.
Huh?
He stepped up.
He had a crazy game, and I gotta say, like, there was one point in the game, like my man was feeling it. He ain't want nobody else get the ball. He him and Andrew Wiggins were in the same spot, and he was like, "Give me that." And
he just took that shit.
Let's go with the stats. He was 38% from 3. You know what I mean? Which isn't, he didn't light the world on fire, but it just shows he can take over without the 3 ball being, you know what I mean, 100%. You know, where we've seen it at before. He was 52.6% from the field. He was 20 for 38, and he had 16 points in the fourth quarter against largely against Mr. Inaugural winner of the Clutch Award for the NBA this season.
That's crazy.
De'Aaron Fox. You know what I mean? So Mr. Clutch got shown up by the real Clutch. Fourth quarter, Curry, GOAT Curry, in game 7 today on the road, might I add. So he showed them boys who the real Mr. Clutch was. Come on, man, light the beam. Why the beam ain't been lit yet? Did the beam get lit tonight? Did somebody light the beam tonight? Where the beam at? Come on, man. GOAT Curry proved himself one more time. Best player in the playoffs right now. I think the Lakers should be afraid. I think the Lakers should be afraid. I don't think they have anybody that can guard Curry. I think it's a matchup problem right there. And I know somebody gonna say they ain't got nobody that can guard Bron when Bron's playing like Bron plays when he's playing at his top level.
We'll get
that topic is later. Yeah, that topic is later. That topic is later. But as far as the Kings are concerned, they learned real fast that even though they were number 3 seed, even though they had it rolling in the regular season, the playoffs is different. And experience matters. It didn't matter that the Warriors had the worst road record in the regular season. That's the regular season. When Game 7 came down to it, the star of stars showed up. The Warriors won on the road, and they showed that there's definitely a thing called championship DNA. On to the next round.
I agree, man. I agree. What you got for us, Bob?
Well, I mean, I think this is his moment. He wore a hat and everything to commemorate.
He got the hat on, buddy.
Right. This is his moment to be vindicated, and I mean, listen, Steph Curry was great today. He truly was great, and I think, I mean, really, I just really think it came down to experience, being in one team being ready for the moment, and the others weren't. I think like watching the game, I thought that Sabonis really let them down. Like I thought he was trash today. I think Sabonis was really the X factor that did not get anything done. Like he was face guarding, he wasn't rebounding. Like it truly looked like the moment was too big for them. Even for De'Aaron Fox, like they just look like, I mean, at some point, experience really does matter. What I would say to your confidence in the team, and I mean, like I said, Steph Curry, I mean, he had a great game today, but I also think that they never should have been in that position. They never should have been in the Game 7 against that team.
Yeah. They were a 6 seed against the 3 seed, though.
I understand that, but you know, I think this playoff specifically has highlighted how teams at this point, how these days only get up for the playoffs. They coast through the regular season. A lot of these younger teams that's never been there before, they soar up the 3rd and 4th seed, 2nd seed, because they have to play a certain way throughout the year, and where the better teams, you know, with older players, older superstars, you know, they just worried about making the playoffs because they know once they get there, they can do what they do.
That's a great point.
Yeah, so I think, I mean, seeding at this particular time, I think is irrelevant as to how it used to be with load. You know, we're in a time where we do a lot of load management and all of that. So it's really a disguise who really is the number 1 team, the number 2 team, the number 3 seed. You know what I mean? That sort of thing. Likely, if you're number 1, you're really like a 7th seed.
Basically, yeah. Nowadays,
yeah.
What you got for us, Steve?
Yeah, man. They showed up. The inexperience factor, it was off the charts. You know what I mean? Like my man said, like, I mean, Curry he lost his mind out there. Like, obviously, they came out to halftime, you know, and they had a different mindset. Like they was like, let's go get it. I think the Kings was up by a couple points at halftime.
56-58.
Yeah, Bond made sure we did that. And like it seemed like I was watching the third quarter. I was like, okay, let's see what these kids gonna do. You know what I mean? Like, let's see. This is the first time in the playoffs since like Paige Stojakovic, like Chris Webber. Them boys, the old school guys. You know what I mean? And like they couldn't get a loose ball. They couldn't. Like it seemed like every single rebound was. I swear, bruh, on everything. Like the ball was just bouncing to me, like over. Like my man said, like I'm talking about long rebounds and everything. Like it was going straight to him. And, I think the Warriors dominated on the second chance points. Like I was what they got about. They may have doubled them up on those. Like it was ridiculous. Curry's final line was like 58-6. Like he just stepped up like ridiculous. Like he showed he might be the best point guard of all time. You know what I'm saying? He's an animal. He's an animal. I give him his due. Curry don't have that defense. I would say maybe that's I disputed that defense thing when you said that last week, and I wanted to get in, but y'all wanted to change the subject on that. But Curry, even still, he don't have that defense. He still ain't got that defense. He's still a turnstile on defense, and he will be. I think Austin Reeves will eat his blank up, next series. So we gonna see about that because I like Reeves. I like that kid. I like that kid. Now he might kill them on offense, but like defense, he got a lot of work to do, man. He got a lot of work to do. He's got a little bigger. That's the only reason he's a little bit better on defense, but he's still the same.
I think, and we'll get into this later, but I think as far as perimeter defenders, Sacramento had a better chance.
Okay.
Between Mitchell, between Fox, and between Davis, them three
and
are
then
better.
Davis too. Yeah. They have some wings.
Who the Lakers have to offer on defensive end as far as guarding Curry.
Most definitely. Yeah, like I said, we'll get to that. But and then Looney, 21 rebounds. Like
it's crazy.
21 rebounds. Like I think he might have had more offensive rebounds than he had defensive rebounds. Like,
his hustle, like hustle points and things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean he was like I said, at the center, to me, the center position was the X factor in this whole kind of series. The fact that Sabonis only averaged 15 and 10, 15 and 11, something like that.
Sabonis lead the league in rebounding this year. I want to say he was up there. Like it's crazy. That's crazy.
That's too light. That's too light to win championship.
Oh, definitely.
That's not championship basketball. Like I said, inexperienced. I'm gonna tell you who it reminded me of. It reminded me of that Reedsville state championship game.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Which one?
This one.
About the one they was in. You talking about the one? Oh, okay. Got it. Yeah, and it was a tough go. I mean, it ain't too much to say. Warriors went out there and dominated. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Get them boys.
They deserved it. I don't think nobody else expected it to truly be anything different.
True.
And
especially in that game 7.
I think Vaughn said Kings just to say it.
I did. Everybody was like Warriors.
Well,
Warriors.
When it come down to 7, and when it come down to game 7, it's anybody's game. You know what I'm saying? But I'm talking about if you would have asked me in the beginning of the series who I think gonna win, I would have told you Golden State every time. So
same.
Anybody's game sound good, but we all knew what was gonna happen that game. Yeah. The chef was gonna cook.
And turned it on.
Hey, listen, and the meal was gonna get prepared.
Yeah. No, Steph Curry is great in every series except the finals. Every time he go, except that
he was finals MVP last year.
Oh.
Yeah, that the one time he the one time with no other player. But anyways, we'll talk about it later.
Man, you had Tatum disappear. You had Jaylen Brown in that series. Tatum, and you highlighted Tatum last week. You highlighted Tatum as a player. That man disappeared like Houdini last year in the finals.
Yeah, experience matter, man. Just like
Jaylen Brown.
That's real.
Yeah. All right. Any last thoughts on that? Kings, Warriors.
We'll get back to it when we talk about the Lakers.
Smooth. Yeah, I got a lot to say about that matchup. All right. Well, any viewers have any questions for any of our panelists? Anybody? We'll open it up on the floor. Any questions? Any differing opinions? What y'all got for us?
I see thumbs up. I appreciate that. You know what I'm saying?
Ziggy
What's
No,
up?
Timothy Ramsey, Cryptify, Sam. Let's play Fortnite. Well, that's one of my students. That's one of my students.
You ready to get down?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. Now we got Jonathan Battle.
Coach Battle, man, get on here, dog, and lose a debate.
What y'all got for us? What y'all got for us? Oh.
Sucks so much. Okay, there you go, Stack. Answer that.
Hey, first, this is coming from a Cowboys fan, right? So we know where that's coming from. We know where that's coming from. Like America's team, like America. What have they done lately? What have they done in the past 25 years to be able to talk about Washington sucking so bad with the expectation that they have every year? Like, it's one thing for us to be where we at each year, but another thing to have the label, the moniker as America's team, and not deliver year after year after year after year after year. I'm not even going to address it because I know where the heart of the question is coming from. It's coming from a Cowboy. I ain't got no respect for a Cowboy fan that can't admit like what his team really is. An underperforming team every year.
I won't even elaborate because I think he just nailed it.
He preaching, ain't he? Yeah, I'm an Eagles fan, so I mean he preaching right now. So. Sorry, Mr. Battle. Yeah, I mean, let me see what else we got.
We got another one.
That sound like it.
Oh yeah, you must have missed the first segment of it. We talked about how our draft did. I gave it a solid B plus. You know what I mean? Like, I think we addressed some needs. We didn't hit a home run, but we addressed some needs. But I like Bob's interpretation of it. Can you go ahead and tell the people? He's a Commanders fan also. Can you go ahead and tell the people how you felt about the Commanders draft?
I mean, like, it wasn't even a joke. I truly believe we're trying to get the first pick next year. We didn't. I mean, Sam Howell, bruh. So they thought that it would be. Listen, they thought that it would be okay. Like, Tyler Heineke took them to a playoff run last year, right? And on the last game, and then the last game, the game to get to the playoffs, they put Carson Wentz in after he hadn't even after being inactive all year, basically. And then after that, they played Sam Howell in a game that kind of really didn't matter to the Cowboys other than seeding. You know what I'm saying? Sam Howell played one game. He played one game, and they decided to mortgage their future on one game from a guy who was the third string quarterback last year. And so I have to believe that we are definitely trying to get to the first pick next year and have a solid defense when it happens. So that's what we're.
Hey Tim, if you go back when this live ends, if you go back and watch the beginning of the show, you'll hear my player for player, round for round breakdown on how I felt like the Commanders did.
Yeah, pretty detailed. All right, any other viewer questions, comments, concerns? Open it up. It's like they're attacking you tonight, Zach.
I said something else. How I see the chat? Where I see the chat at?
You can't see it?
No, I can't see it. Like, I can see it when it pops up. Is that the only time you see it, when it pops up?
Yeah, and this little scroll. I got this little scroll. That's all I got.
I ain't got no scroll. Yeah, I ain't got no scroll.
Oh, they said let's get this like a warrior talk going. Okay, let's see. All right, let's keep it moving.
I agree.
All right, where we at now?
Oh, I see the chat now.
All right, we got
Vaughn, let's start with you in the Lakers Warrior talk. What's your evaluation of what you think the series is gonna look like and how it's gonna break down?
All right, so I was looking at it a little bit earlier, and I know regular season generally doesn't matter, but in this case, like, we dominated the Warriors, man. It was like 3-1 the season series. And even though the total like margin of victory was like 13 points for all 4 games, like, we dominated.
You said you a Lakers fan?
Oh yeah, I'm Lakers. Lakers first, Hornets second.
Oh yeah,
Lakers first, Hornets
second. Make it all the more crazier that you picked the Nuggets last week.
Well, you know, it's common sense, man. The Nuggets have a good team, man. Nuggets have a good team. They deep. They tough. They got one of the best players left in the playoffs. They're actually
That'd be
like
one of the
two of the
best, one of the
best,
two of the best. Yeah,
two of the
look, yeah,
best, man.
it look good.
Playoff Jamal, man,
Mm.
he been cooking. He been cooking.
He's been injured.
I say
He's
something.
been injured.
I'm tired of the media and everybody else adding playoff to every player. You know what I mean? It ain't but a couple that deserve that title.
It's true.
You know what I mean? And it needs to start with Goat Curry.
Mm.
But anyway, I digress. Let's keep going.
Go ahead,
We
bro.
got playoff. What? Playoff Jamal. Playoff Jimmy. Playoff Brian. What are we doing? I mean, all those guys.
Playoff Jimmy is a real thing,
That's a
by the
thing.
way.
Yeah,
Like that is a real
Yeah.
thing. That's a real thing.
Yeah.
Like he literally be coasting in the regular season. Like, I don't
He
know what he doing.
really does
He
level
do.
up.
He do.
Okay.
He do. That's
Yeah.
crazy. That's crazy how like my man is just like take every other game off and then like he show up, play through injuries in the playoffs. It's crazy.
Personal reasons. See out. You know what I mean? Like it's crazy.
He getting out and partying.
Miami, yeah.
All right, who next? Who next in a Lakers talk?
Go ahead. Who has it? Oh, go ahead, Bob.
Well, I just think that Jamel, is that your brother Jamel? What's up with you, Jamel?
I think it is, yeah.
Hope everything's well with you, bro. But yeah, in my opinion, man, like it's just a matchup problem. I think the Lakers defense is going to be a lot better. I think that my man Vanderbilt, I think they'll probably switch between him and on defense on Curry and I think his length is going to be a problem. You know what I'm saying? And then just interior wise, like AD has to be dominant rebounding the ball. You know what I'm saying? He has to like the Kevon Looney getting those hustle rebounds. That can't happen against the Lakers if the Lakers want to win. I mean, overall, I really do think it's a mismatch. For the thing about it, and I'll give Stack some credit here, and I probably will regret saying this, but I really feel like whoever game plan worked the best. I mean, like whoever game plan actually works for them is gonna win the game, like win the series. Like overall, the Lakers have more overpowering, dominant, high percentage scoring opportunities than the Golden State because they can score the ball at the rim a lot easier.
Mhm.
I always fear the 3-pointer when that's the only thing you got, but it's also the one thing that can explode. And obviously tonight, like Steph showed that you can explode from shooting and being a shooter. Overall, I think that Steph Curry shrinks under pressure when LeBron is playing him every time,
Mhm.
every time, and every time. So I just think and Draymond is old. He's not the same. Like his old and LeBron's old are two different olds. You know what I'm saying? And like overall, you got Steph Curry but Steph Curry against Bron and AD, no, not even remotely, because I don't think that I think Jordan Poole is going to be an X factor a lot for Golden State, because I don't think Klay Thompson consistently is going to put up the 25 plus that he would need to in order to beat the Lakers. I think Steph will be solid. I think Steph will be Steph, but it's too many other factors that's going to come into play. That I think that the Lakers are going to be able to put together easy. I take the Lakers in 6.
Okay. Yeah, I will agree. Like Klay Thompson stunk it up tonight. Like if it wasn't for Wiggins and Looney, Like they probably would be at home on the couch watching the Kings and the Lakers.
And Curry probably scored his points tonight too.
Yeah,
To be
Curry,
honest,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
What you think, Steve?
Yeah. Just the Warriors Lakers, man. It's gonna be a classic series, man. This is what the NBA wants. Like, LeBron versus, Curry, obviously. You know what I mean? Like LeBron used to go to some of Curry's Davidson games. Yeah, I mean, y'all know the, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know the history, man. Like, so that's big bruh. And it's gonna be a classic. They didn't beat each other, you know what I mean, in the finals. You know what I mean? So it's just gonna be a classic, juggernaut type matchup. The thing about the Lakers, they got hot at the right time. Like, the end of the season, I think after the All-Star break, they got one of the best records. So, I mean, this is going to be a classic matchup. This ain't the same Warriors, obviously, from the regular season. They got Wiggins back. He had some stuff he was dealing with. You know what I mean? We ain't going to get into that, but, he had a lot going on. You know what I mean? And also, like, I mean, he's starting to lock in a little bit. He's out there for his defense. He stepped up today. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was an X factor today, but he's out there for his defense mostly. So I see him on Braun a lot. But I mean, I'm gonna roll with the hot team. I'm gonna roll with the Lakers, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm hoping to see a long series. I really ain't got no dog in the fight, but I feel like LeBron is playing right now like better than he's played. It's been a little while, you know what I'm saying, since Braun has been playing like this. You know what I mean? Like he is out there like I'm coast to coast with the ball. Like I don't know. PDs, you know what I'm saying? Something going on, you know what I mean? We just we ain't gonna get into all that, but I mean the dude he's out of control right now. Like, I mean you mentioned Draymond. Like Draymond is like maybe like I mean he's a good deal younger than LeBron, you know what I mean? So like I mean he out there looking old. Like Braun is out there looking like he about 32, 31, 32. Yeah, I mean, like it's ridiculous, you know what I mean? So, and if AD can stay healthy, that's the main thing. I think
always
AD,
the main factor. That's
always. I bet LeBron is just like, please, bro, come on. You know what I mean? So, I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm just looking forward to a classic series. I'll say Lakers in 7, but it could be Warriors in 7. I think it'll be a long series.
2-0 Lakers. What you got for us, Zach? Or actually 3-0.
Yeah, 3-0. I'm glad. I was thinking to myself, I'm glad I was able to make it on the show tonight, so I could really, talk some rationale regarding my what, my Golden State Warriors.
Dubs. Oh yeah,
them Dubs. Yes, sir. Them Dubs. Hey, listen, my heart wants to go ahead and say Warriors in 5. I want my heart want to say. If I'm keeping it 100, my heart want to say Warriors in 5, but I'm gonna go with my head. My head says Warriors in 6. My head says that the combination of Wiggins and Clay and Steph and Poole, like, who gonna guard all those guys? You know what I mean? Like, who's gonna guard all those guys? Like, y'all don't got the perimeter defenders to guard all those guys. And if it comes down to scoring, because I realize y'all have some matchups that are tough for us as well. But if it comes down to scoring, like, who's gonna outscore the other because we can't stop each other? Then give me the Warriors all day. Who's not taking the Warriors in a scoring matchup? Like, who can score the most? Because while Steph might not be on every single game, you still got Clay. You still got that flamethrower Jordan Poole. You still got Wiggins using his athleticism to attack the rim and even knock down shots when he has to. But Curry going to be Curry, though. I think Curry's going to be consistent, and I think you aren't going to get a consistent AD. AD wasn't even consistent against the Grizzlies, and they didn't even have Brandon Clark and Steven Adams. He was going against Tillman. Like, he wasn't even – he had some games. He had a game or two or so in that series where he was like, what happened to AD?
They didn't need him.
He wasn't even going against nobody. So you're not going to get consistency out of him.
Oh, you're not going to just roll over the fact that Jackson is the best defensive outside. I think he won.
Hold on, man. I gave you your time. I gave you your time.
I'm just saying, if you're going to mention them, you got to acknowledge that.
Close. I did not acknowledge it. And I'm still not going to address it. I'm still not going to address it because the topic of conversation right now is Golden State, right? You know what I mean? Now,
I get you.
if in my second, when it's my turn to go, if I want to bring up the fact that AD disappeared against the Grizzlies when it's my turn to go, you know what I mean? Then I can bring it up. But you didn't bring that point up when it was your time to go. You know what I mean? So like, I'm just only trying to buffer my side of it by letting you know what it is. If he couldn't be consistent against Xavier Tillman, there's no way he's gonna be consistent against the Warriors game in and game out. That's number one.
There you go.
Completely ignored the
Number two, my man Steve said that Brian out there looking like he's 32 years old, right? And that's a good point.
Oh yeah.
He looking like an above average 32-year-old, like regular. If you take the above average 32-year-old NBA player, just regular NBA player, not Brian, he's looking like that. He's not looking like Brian. He's not looking like Brian at 32. Now, if it was Brian,
I said the wrong thing, I guess.
If it was Brian back when Brian was 32, we might be in trouble. Like we might have a problem him paired up with AD.
Actually,
This ain't Brian at 32. This is Brian at 38 with an inconsistent AD who might not last through the whole series, and a Brian who can no longer bring it 100% on offense and defense, game in and game out. Your two best players aren't consistent. If they weren't consistent against the Grizzlies, who's never done anything, they're not going to be consistent against a four-time champ, right? Whose core has been together for 10 years, all right? Draymond, Clay, and Steph, the leaders of that team, been together for a decade, all right? The role players have changed over the years to be able to keep up. And speaking of role players, they got the deeper bench too. Off the bench, you got Moody, you got Poole, you got the who else you got off the bench? That's the big. I mean, those are who?
Kaminga.
Kuminga. Like you got Peyton. You got Gary Payton. You got the deeper bench with them too, because I don't even know who the bench is with the Lakers. Come on, man.
No way.
What? It's not a deeper bench. It's not a deeper bench than the Lakers got.
The Lakers are deeper than the Warriors. Like
who the Lakers got coming off the bench that makes noise?
Dude, we got Malik Beasley coming
exactly. Off. Beasley did nothing all series.
We can put it. We didn't need him. We played the Grizzlies. Like the number what were they? Number 3?
And they took you to 6.
We wanted to, we LA, man. We Hollywood, man. We got to stretch it out. Yeah,
that's not a basketball answer. That's a cop-out answer. You wanted to what? Because y'all LA. Come on, man. That's why we going to get y'all out of there. Because y'all Hollywood. That's why Golden State going to get them out of there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, y'all
want to stunt in front of Jack Nicholas and the rest of them guys that are courtside. Well, we actually, I didn't even mention the fact that we got home court. If it go to 7, the final game is in Golden State. We got home court advantage too. You know what I mean? With y'all being the 8 seed and us being the 7 seed, or y'all being the 7 seed and us being the 6 seed. You know what I mean? So like, I think they got a problem on their hands because y'all said we wouldn't be able to stop y'all as far as points at the rim. But 3s beat 2s, and I like our chances with those 3s. Like everybody's not gonna be off every game, and
True.
Steph more than likely is gonna be off most games. And Bob last week he said if Steph's shot wasn't working, like he couldn't do much. But in Game 5, which the Warriors won against Sacramento, Steph had 31 points, led all scores, and between 3s and free throws, he only had 11. That means 20 points came off of like transition, getting to the bucket, and floaters in the mid-range jumper. Like without the 3, his 3 wasn't working. He was 2 for 10 that game, 20% from 3. All right, he had 2 3-pointers and 5 free throws. That's 11 points right there, and still had 20. You know what I mean? Like not counting 3s or not counting free throws. So Steph done proved that he don't need 3-pointers and a whole bunch of trips to the line to be able to get off. And
he did prove that in Game 5.
Huh?
I said he certainly proved that in Game 5.
Yeah, he certainly proved it in Game 5, and in Game 7, he proved like when it's money time, he's money. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I like Steph's chances because in the playoffs, Steph has a better record against Brian than Brian has against Steph. And you can make all excuses for why that is, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And I think history will repeat itself.
Tomatoes.
Warriors and
tomatoes.
Potatoes. You can call it what you want to, but we still coming out with that dub.
I mean, at the end of the day, man, I'm gonna say this, and if I was in that Lakers locker room, I would say this to Bron. I would say, Bron, people are starting to compare your legacy to somebody that's 6'3", unathletic, and just a specialist.
Hey, listen, I
And
want to talk about that too.
and this is probably, I was looking at something the other day where they said this, and I thought about it after he said it, and I was like, you know what, they might be right. Like, this might be the most complete team that Braun has ever had, the most complete overall team that Braun has ever had.
Who is
And
their bench?
unfortunately, it's happened when he was fucking 38. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? Like it might be. You know what I'm saying? Because especially if AD is healthy, I don't see it going seven. I don't see it going seven games on either one of them's front, because I truly believe if like he said, if the Warriors are knocking down shots, they'll win. They'll win in six. I feel like if the Lakers can dominate rebound wise, yeah, it's over in six, maybe even five.
I feel like let me add this in there. I feel like if the Warriors win the ring this year and Steph is Finals MVP, he's definitely in that top 10 conversation. And we might have to,
I'll give him that.
we
I would
might
give
have
him
to.
that.
Here's
After
where
that,
I want to go. Here's where I want to go with it though. We might have to start talking about top 5.
Okay, that's what I was about to say.
We
Like,
might
yeah,
have to
top
start talking
10,
about
top
top
10 might be easy. Top 10 might be easy for
No,
him.
but
if they win it this year.
it's something that still don't give him top 10 because he's a specialist. What I'm saying is, if he win the ring and Finals MVP,
He's a scorer. I feel like Steph Curry is a scorer, man.
I'm only saying specialist because Bob brought the word specialist into it last week. That's the only reason I'm using specialist. But I'm saying
he's
if
a
he
great
win the ring this year
specialist,
and Finals MVP, he's definitely top 10. But we got to start talking about top 5.
I would agree. I
top three.
would actually agree to that. Listen. I keep saying this all the time. I do not dislike Steph Curry.
Yeah.
I just think that everything he's done just has an asterisk by it. I think that if he can win another championship the straight up way with a healthy Braun, with a healthy AD, and if he can get past the Suns or the Nuggets and win another
He's gonna
championship.
get past the Lakers.
But hold on. You still ain't give me a clear answer on the first ring and the last ring have asterisks. I still don't understand the clear answer.
The first one, that was LeBron against the war against 10 fucking people. You know what I'm saying? That's the first one. And then the last one, Braun wasn't even in the playoffs. Braun, nobody was there to stop him.
It's an asterisk because he didn't play against Braun?
Yeah. It's always an asterisk when you don't play against Braun. You know what I'm saying? He's ruled the NBA for the past 12 years.
He didn't want to put no asterisk last week behind Braun's championship in the bubble. That's not an asterisk.
Nah, because most people that was in the bubble say it's the hardest thing they've ever done.
Well, when you're 36 years old and you get 5 months off in the middle of the season, that's a big help.
It was a big help. That is a big help.
That's an asterisk. It's a big help.
I mean,
AKA asterisk.
I'll take that. I'll take that for Braun. I'll take that for Braun for sure.
Either way, it's 4-4. Steph against Braun right now.
Bro, look. The only thing I'm gonna say to end this conversation is you completely omitted Jackson and chose to use Tillman to make your point with, and you know that's not right, bro. You got on Braun for not making a basketball point, and then you completely omitted the best player they had in the series.
But my point was a basketball point.
A block.
He was going against Xavier Tillman, bro. Xavier Tillman.
No, man. You gotta say Jackson, man. No, you gotta say Jared Jackson, man. Nah, bro. Because you know you could make that point without saying Jackson.
Man, listen, I ain't want to do it. Warriors in 5. I didn't want to do it, but Warriors in 5. Warriors in 5.
I feel like I should do some skipping to Shannon. I bet some Mountain Dew for that. Yeah, Mountain Dew. Ain't no way in the hell they going.
That's gonna be a long series. That's gonna be at least a 6-game series. Man. It's gonna be a good series. Yeah. The NBA gonna make sure of that. Trust me.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
Just like they made sure that Sacramento series was 7, with Steph missing all them free throws in Game 6.
Oh no, I don't know about that, man. I don't know. That was a good series though. That was a good one. The Kings, they just had that experience. Next year they'll be back. You know what I mean? Like, we'll see what they do next year, man.
Hey, Vaughn, why we got this purple on the screen, man? The Kings lost today, brother.
Laker purple.
At, man?
Laker purple.
Where that gold and blue at? The host can't be biased, man. Can I get a little gold and blue for the game 7 victorious Dubs today?
He got your gold up there. He definitely got that up there.
I will say this for Braun and them though, man. The Lakers, if they do win, it is in their best interest to get it done quick, man. Because every time I watch the Lakers at this point in Braun's career, I be thinking, man, please get Braun off his feet. Just get him off his feet. Get him out, like, you know what I mean? Like, I every time when he on the bench and they score and they able to operate, is like still a minute. I feel like every time Braun is off the court, he's still in minutes. Yeah, they got to get him out of there quick. They got to get the Warriors out of there quick, but I don't think they'll be able to do it. But yeah, Lakers in 7. What you got?
Deeper than the Warriors. Like depth matters in the playoffs.
I think in every skill position, I think in every position they are. I think Golden State more loaded in the guard position, but I don't think you can win a series against a team when your primary scorers are all guards.
They've done it for 4 championships.
Yeah, nah. KD is 7 feet tall, bro.
He's a guard though.
Nah, I don't even think
guard,
that.
Man. Come on,
because he can defend at the rim though.
What about the first and the last one? I keep going back to that because I haven't got a clear answer on it.
Again,
cool. We can move on. We know how you feel about it. We can move on.
LeBron can guard 1 through 5. He can't guard all 5.
Cool, and that's why they're gonna lose next round.
Yeah, he can. You know what I'm saying? And he got to score too. Nah, hell no.
Hey, Brian at a point in his career he can't give 100% effort on both ends, man. He just can't do it.
Yeah, no, he cannot. I agree with that 100%.
Oh yeah.
I agree with that 100%. And I do agree with you when you said that LeBron is still 38 LeBron, but 38 LeBron is like most people's. I'd say even 30 maybe. Like the average NBA player, like playoff Bron used to be a thing.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna tell you what, the one play that gave me hope about Bron, that reverse dunk to the basket in game 6, the last game.
Yeah. When he crushed it.
That was a play only Bron made.
Vintage.
I mean, Bron is very capable of having moments and having games. I just don't think he can do it back to back anymore.
I agree with that, but I do think that AD is special enough that if LeBron gonna have an off game, AD got to pick it up, and I think the other surrounding cast players can help LeBron out. You know what I'm saying? I don't think LeBron got to give you 25 and 10 every night. You know what I'm saying? I think that they can get it done with LeBron, especially against the Warriors, because I really genuinely don't think that it's the high percentage shots for me, man. Yeah. The high percentage shots is gonna be the difference.
But Stacks, let me ask you this real quick. What was the more impressive victory? Do you think it was the Lakers over Memphis or the Warriors over the Kings?
The Warriors over the Kings because
no bias.
The Warriors over the Kings because simply put, Memphis was depleted. Like they were missing 2 bigs. They were missing Steven Adams and they were missing.
But you said AD wasn't really dominating like that though. You know what I mean? So they really didn't take advantage.
This is all the more reason he should have been consistently dominating.
He should have, but they didn't. So I mean, it was people like Reeves stepping up. You know, so what's my other cat that stepped up in the? I don't know. They had a couple cats stepping up. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I feel like the Lakers. Man, I feel like that might have been a little bit more. You know what I mean? Like, you know, especially with the what Memphis did last year in the playoffs and stuff like that.
Sacramento wasn't missing no key guy. They were loaded. They had their full roster, their full team, and I think. Because they had their full team, it was a more complete team the Warriors had to deal with. And going off your point last week, like they had to overcome some stuff. The Warriors, Wiggins had just got back. You know what I mean? Like you said last week, they had to overcome the preseason ordeal. You know what I mean? They still have to do that to get all the way.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? They had to overcome the fact that they couldn't win on the road. They did that as well. Like they had to kill some perceptions that they had about them, and they did that. You know what I mean?
I mean,
Whereas,
I agree. I agree with Stack. I do think that the Kings' victory was a little bit more impressive, just from the perspective it was Game 7 in
Warriors over the Kings. Yeah.
Sacramento.
Oh yeah.
Hostile
And
environment.
That victory.
like
No,
I
I was
said,
talking about series in general.
yeah, the experience shows. I think that the Lakers, the reason that they're gonna be the heavy favorite until they get to the Western Finals, is because really, no matter who they was gonna play, the first 2 rounds, whether it been Memphis or Sacramento or Golden State, they all of them have a matchup problem with LeBron and AD. Every one of them. Only until they get to the Western Conference Finals you got Yoke that could match up with AD, and you got KD and Ayton to match up with AD to give them some big bodies. Until then, I really think that is the Lakers series to lose, at least in the first 2 rounds in the Western. I might have a different take on it. You know what I'm saying? In the finals, if they make it that far. You know what I'm saying? But the one thing, like the Lakers are a more talented team, but they're also they're also the older team, the more injury prone team. They the team that's more in question all the time. Everything got to be working right for the Lakers, or everything got to be what you vintage Lakers or vintage players, what you expect from them. And the Warriors don't necessarily got that problem. I agree with Stack in that regard, but
if
you
we
know, go ahead.
if we talking about experience matters, also the Lakers got a few guys in their starting lineup like that's never been here, that's never done this before. Whereas the Warriors do not. Everybody in the Warriors starting lineup has a ring. Whereas Austin Reeves, what has he done? Russell, what has he done? You know what I mean? Look, like those guys have never been here. They've never done that. They could crumble, and they're in their starting lineup. You know what I mean? So
That's real. That's real. I mean, they got that ring last year, so you know. Yeah,
we gonna talk experience matters. Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I feel it.
Any final input?
Say what I gotta say, man. That's it.
Nice move.
I like
Lakers.
my dubs. I'm gonna go back to 6. I like my dubs in 6.
Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
You serious with that?
Lakers in 5. And I stick to it. All right. Next up, we got next topic. Should the Clippers shop Kawhi and PG-13 this offseason? We all know they went out first round. Boys always hurt. What are your thoughts, Steve?
Oh, that's a tough one. I mean, they gave up a lot. They had high hopes for those guys, man. Like, what did they trade for PG? Was it like what they give up, like 5 first rounders or something crazy like that? Like, I mean, at that time, like it was supposed to be like the Battle of LA and all that. And then I think that's the reason why Kawhi chose to, come there and all that. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, like Kawhi had a thing going on with his sister. You know what I'm saying? Like I think his sister, like, I don't know, murdered like an old lady or something weird, bro. It was a whole lot going on. You know what I mean? So I understand why he had to step away. And they kind of clouded that under injury and stuff like that. So they gave him a bad rep. But before Kawhi went out, like I said last week, Kawhi was out here looking very Jordan-esque. He was looking crazy on both ends. You know what I'm saying? So he's still. I mean, he's just a weird guy, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got weird sound bites and all that stuff. But when he lock in, like, that dude is a monster on the court. You know what I mean? So if you trading this guy, you got to get a haul. You know what I mean? You got to get some players. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And what like, just to bring it out a little bit more, like, if they do trade him, I mean, is Westbrook gonna be like the leader of the team? Like, we're gonna give Westbrook another team? We're gonna do this again? Yeah, you know I mean, so I don't know. I think that's, unless you just plan on like just starting over. You know what I'm saying? You tied to these guys, bro. Like, you sold your soul to them. You got to bring them back. You know what I mean? That's my take on it.
Yeah, I agree, man. They kind of stuck with them. Like,
oh yeah,
I think both of them do like 48. They have a $48 million player option after next season.
So both of them.
Both of them stuck. They stuck with him.
They stuck with him. That's crazy.
Yeah. But with them, I mean, they electric with them, man. They're a good team with both of those guys in the lineup, man. They got, I think they played like 100 something games together, and I wrote down some notes, but I think they won like 83. They like 83 and like 35 together, something like that. So they
Oh
like a
wow.
really good team with them, man. And
Just
they could
rarely
have been
see him.
special. Yeah, you barely see them, man. Like they can't stay healthy. Like
It's crazy.
I think who was it that said that Stephen A. the best part of availability has been available or something like that.
The
The
best
best ability
ability
Oh
is
yeah.
is
Oh yeah,
availability.
yeah.
Availability.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. And the boys ain't never available, man. So like
All
it's
right,
tough.
so in recap, Steve say they should keep it. You say they should keep it too.
Keep both of them. If
Yep.
you like, keep both of them. Yeah, I feel like that's your only chance unless you're gonna rebuild. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep both of them.
Yeah. I mean, I think you got to go ahead and I think it's time to blow it up, man. No, they got to blow it up. Because yeah, Vaughn, you be making like points, but then you be like retracting from your points while you talking. I don't understand.
I'm like on both sides of the fence because I like seeing them play together, but and they're good together, but at the same time,
And then
like
you started talking about how they're never available.
Yeah.
never available, man. Like I'm thinking with like a basketball mind, like
Mm.
if I'm a GM and I have those two guys and like I'm paying them all this money and they never play,
I
especially
think
for
a
the
lot. I
cap.
think we all get tied up into the names, and
Uh-huh.
we don't get tied
Mm.
up into the what's actually happening. Like, bruh, Kawhi, he just seems like I feel like he should get all of the ridicule that Aaron Rodgers gets in
Mm.
football. Like
Hmm.
he just don't seem like he cares that much to play,
Yeah.
and you know, it just like he just don't seem like he care. You know what I'm saying? He don't seem like a passionate player. He's great when he playing, but he's basically never playing. So bro. He's the one player that's worse than AD. He is the one
Mm.
player that's worse than AD in terms of availability.
Talking
I can
about
think of
injury
one other,
wise, yeah.
but go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a superstar. You know, I can think of another one too. Like Ball is a bust, by the way. You know what I'm
Lonzo
saying?
Ball or
Lonzo
LaMelo?
Ball is definitely a
Lonzo.
bust at this point. That's probably who
I'm,
you was gonna
I'm,
think.
I'm gonna wait till it's my go. You still on the
But
clock.
yeah, yeah. I mean, but I mean, but PG though PG, I would try to keep him. I would try to do something different with Kawhi though,
Kawhi.
because yeah, I mean, I think you can get a haul for Kawhi. I think you can get some really good young players, and I think Kawhi.
Nobody's gonna trade for
I,
them.
I think Kawhi deserves. I think he really would fit on a team better like the Lakers, or somebody
Mm.
that he can just a team that's good enough to where he can come in and be a specialist, just like Steph Curry, someone that
Mm.
can. He would probably be great on the. He would be great on the with Golden State, like because only Golden State only need him for like 20, 30 games, and
Mm.
that's all he can give you at this point. He like a close. He like Mark. He like a closer. He like a
Mm.
baseball pitcher that only pitch in the ninth quarter. I mean, in the ninth inning, eighth
Got
and ninth inning. That's who he is. Like, and it's unfortunate because when he good, but he ain't there. So yeah,
it.
like they
Ain't
should sign
nobody.
him to. You should basically sign Kawhi to a 20-day contract every
There
year.
you go. Because ain't nobody trading for him, man. Like you talking about young players and like the
Nah, he got
teams,
trade value though. He
dude.
got trade
He don't
value.
have no trade value, like none. Like I wouldn't trade, especially no young. Maybe somebody like my G League team or something, like
No,
in the farm system.
you
But
just talked
I'm
about
not
how good
trading.
he is. He got trade value. He
He
got
don't have dude. He never played. And then like he's on the Kawhi plan. Like he played maybe
Mm.
once a week, man. Like he's not selling tickets. Like he's not. There's no way I'm giving up any kind of assets for him. Maybe a second round pick, but like any
no.
kind of young talent,
Nah,
no way.
Kawhi could definitely still pull two first rounds, two first round picks
No
to a
way.
deficit.
No way.
100% he will.
No way.
300%.
If somebody trades two first round picks for Kawhi, they're like Man, that's terrible. That's
Is
terrible.
Marco yet?
Bruh.
Am I on the
No
clock?
way.
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. So I know this is what this is our second show. You know what I mean? The four of us on here together. And you know what I mean? I can already see that like me and Bob, we're gonna have a love-hate relationship with these debates. You know what I mean? Sometimes we're gonna be against each other, sometimes we're gonna be with each other. And I'm with my guy Bob on this one. I'm with him. We gotta blow it up, man. We gotta blow it up. This thing ain't working. We ain't never gonna have PG and Kawhi on the court at the same time for the entire length of the playoffs. It's not gonna happen. And if it's not gonna happen, and the championship is the goal, and that's not gonna happen, and you can't get a championship without both of them on the court together, then what we doing? What we doing? What we holding on to them for? We're gonna blow that thing up, whether you keep PG or not, or whether you get rid of both of them. I wouldn't mind if they got rid of both of them and just start over. I mean, let's try to catch this young wave. It's a young wave of Western Conference teams coming up, like Sacramento, like Memphis. You know what I mean? Maybe that wave hadn't passed us yet if you're the Clippers. And maybe you can get some young assets and some draft picks and catch that new young wave that's going to be up next. Once like the Warriors and Bron and them are out the league. Like maybe you can catch them in their prime. Like let's go ahead and start over, catch that young wave, get some young assets, get some draft picks, and start over. Because this team right here, as constructed, is not going to win at all.
Well, hey, yo, real quick, Stack. What do you think? What do you think the trade value on those two players are?
Oh, I think both of them still got trade value. They do. They do. Like especially for a team that's close or already a contender. Like you know what I mean? Like go ahead and get Kawhi. Like hold him out for as long as you can and hope and pray he can be there for the playoffs. If you somebody that's close or already a contender, like Kawhi has trade value. He has trade value on a team like that.
Very minimal.
You know what I mean? Because he can be that icing on the cake. Somebody that you don't need, but if he's there, it's great that you got him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Golden State, right?
Hey, like we'll take him. We'll take anybody. We'll take anybody. You know what I mean? So
he honestly would really be great at Golden State. I really truly believe that.
Yeah. So I think, and of course, Paul George still has trade value. That goes without question.
If he plays,
I still think, both of them got trade value. It all depends on like what team it is and how close they are and what they need. You know. So let me ask you this, Vaughn. You don't think like on a team that's close or already a contender, so why wouldn't they have trade value on a team like that?
the most I'd give up for him is someone on an expiring contract. I wouldn't give no young guys, like maybe a Gordon Hayward, like one of those type of guys.
And the other guy I was talking about, Bob, that ain't never gonna be on the court, like is a bust to me already, is Zion Williamson. He's already a bust. He's already like that guy. I don't know if y'all agree or disagree, but this man has not played close to half the games.
I agree.
Now, when he's been on the court, he's been phenomenal. Never seen nothing like it. Like as far as that combination of strength and athleticism to impact the game, never seen nothing like it. Or it's been a long time, or it's been very few that we've seen that have been able to do that. But as far as just like availability, this man, like he's never on the court. He's never on the court ever.
Be available.
So
just imagine how the Pelicans feel, though. Imagine how the Pelicans feel. They gave up AD to get and to ultimately get Zion, and both of they two superstars that franchise and had none of them ever played.
Right. Yeah.
I would have paid Zion, man. Like, dude, they paid him like basically a max contract.
How y'all feel about that Zion situation, man? I know it's not a topic, but you think he's gonna be a bust because of injuries, or you think like he still got time?
Zion is. I mean, I feel like he's just too big to be that athletic. It's weird because
he still got time. I think Ball is a true bust. I don't think that Zion is a bust, but like he really gotta switch up his eating habits and be able to actually on the court. You know what I'm saying?
Here's my thing though. Part of what makes Zion the player that he is his combination of his size and his strength. So if he's slim down and lose some of that, is he the same guy?
I think so. Yeah, definitely. I think even more. The older he get, I think I don't think that.
And that's another thing. The older he get, he's his skill.
I don't think he'll be this like 30 I think he'll be a guy who flames in and out real fast. So he got about a good 6-year window, 6 to 8 year window to be great. But he's never gonna be like this guy that has like longevity like Braun or somebody. But I think that he got about a 6 to 8 year window where he can dominate if he lose that weight.
Is he going to be able to produce enough to legitimize the first round pick, like the number 1 pick overall, and the hype that came with it?
Nope.
I think if you can
No way.
win some playoffs, win a couple championships, and be a star player for 6 to 8 years, that's legitimate. That's worth
I don't think any team that Zion is on, like, he will be the best player and win a championship. No way. He's more of a Robin for sure. Like, he's not gonna take over a game. He's not going to hit a clutch shot. No, he's one of those guys that, like, he can help a team for sure, but he's not going to be the guy on the team.
Like, which I included in that question. Like, is he going to live up to the hype? I don't know if he can live up to the hype. I don't know if y'all remember how much hype this man had coming in. But this man, like, he had more hype than anybody I can remember in a long time. You know what I mean? Nobody. The only person that was close is the person you just said was a bust, and that was Lonzo Ball because of everything surrounding him. You know what I mean? Like, he really made the summer league take off that year Lonzo Ball played in it. But other than Lonzo Ball, like, it's been a long, long time since somebody came into the league with Zion's hype. And I don't even know Lonzo Ball has
until Wembyana.
Right.
Are y'all talking about LaMelo or y'all talking about Lonzo?
Lonzo.
Yeah, Lonzo.
Okay, Lonzo had all that hype because
Lonzo had a lot of hype. Like that summer league, Lonzo sold out the summer league.
Oh, that was Pops. A lot of that was Pops too.
It was.
A lot of that was bars.
But a lot of it was also Magic Johnson. You remember how much Magic Johnson? Johnson endorsed Lonzo Ball?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He said his jersey was going to be hanging in the rafters. You know what I mean? And a couple years later, he was traded to the Pelicans. and now he's with the Bulls. This
now
is
you can't even get on the court.
Johnson, who many people call a GOAT of point guards and one of the best players ever. Magic said this man jersey going to be hanging in the rafters.
He did.
So, like, yeah, he had a lot of hype between his dad, between Magic Johnson, and between his style of play and the fact that he was from LA and went to the Lakers. You know, he had a lot of hype, bro.
Anybody got any final thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with Battle. Wembyana is going, if he can stay healthy, we ain't never seen nothing like that.
Nah.
That dude is crazy.
Yeah, he is.
One-legged threes, like, 7'3", 7'4". Like, that dude is out of control, man. From what I've seen, you know what I mean? So we'll see.
Yeah, we ain't never seen nothing like that.
How would y'all feel being the middle brother that never made it?
D'Angelo?
Yeah.
But he got to be really either really secure with himself, or he gonna kill himself one day. Like,
You talking about the ball? You talking about the ball guy?
D'Angelo.
Oh yeah, he out here in the borough. He on my rap. Yeah, he out here. You know what I'm saying? Well, he used to be. He used to play with them Swarm. I don't know if he's still out there or not.
I think he out there just kind of like trying to live like the semi-celebrity life. Now,
there you go. Oh, he definitely. Yeah, I see him on IG.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's stunting out there. Yeah.
So I don't know if that's gonna fill the void that he lacked from not being able to make it in the league, being a brother that didn't make it. But like you said, man, he's gonna have to live with it because he's not gonna. That ship is sailed. You know what I mean? He ain't gonna be in the league.
It's tough, man.
His brother's coattails. Well, if you guys don't have any final thoughts,
Speaking of the balls, though, LaMelo clearly gonna be the best.
LaMelo, I agree. He stay healthy.
Unfortunately, he gonna be the best, not in Charlotte, because I think he didn't already kind of gave that precursor that he leaving Charlotte. I wouldn't be surprised in the first month of the next year he gonna be requesting a trade.
Trying to get that trade, yeah.
Charlotte, you know what I mean? Like, Charlotte is, I went to, you know what I mean? I'm from Winston-Salem, Detroit, folks. I rep it all the time, but I went to UNC Charlotte. So, like, I spent a lot of time in Charlotte. Charlotte is like a nice city, but it's not, it doesn't really compare to the real big cities. You know what I mean? Like, he's from LA. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? So I imagine he probably want to go to a real big market team, like a New York, a LA, a Chicago, you know what I mean? Something like that.
I can see that.
Something where he can maximize his on the court and his off the court value.
Oh yeah, ain't nothing wrong with it. Yeah, make that money.
I agree. Well, you guys, if you guys don't have anything else, I mean, we can go ahead and wrap it.
If all hearts and minds are clear.
Yeah. Any final thoughts? Oh, we got. You think he ruined his shot by stealing?
No, talent outweighs all of that. Talent outweighs all of that. And I'm gonna give you a prime time example. Brandon Miller. He's still gonna be the number 2 or number 3 pick, and he's gonna be a hooper for Alabama.
Oh
The
yeah,
kid who got caught up in that
Oh
murder
yeah,
situation.
yeah.
Yeah, he's still a hooper though. You know what I mean? Talent outweighs that. So somebody with something like that attached to their name still going number 2 or number 3 behind Wimbiana and Stu
crazy.
Henderson. You know what I mean?
That's
like
crazy.
because the talent is there.
Mm-hmm.
So
There you
that China, that stealing in China, it ain't got nothing to do with it. He wasn't good enough. Plain and simple.
Who was still in? Was it Wimbayana that was still in China?
No, it was LiAngelo Ball.
Leandro. Had to get that pardon, didn't it?
Yeah, they pulled
Yeah,
him from
remember
UCLA.
he was at UCLA, and they had like they took a trip, you know what I mean, like to China to play some games or something like that. He got caught stealing, got kicked off the team.
Oh my god!
And that was a wrap after that.
Oh yeah, god, that guy, bro.
It's bad. But yeah, my mind is clear. My heart is clear. I feel like the Lakers are gonna win in 7. They should blow the Clippers up. The Redskins are gonna get the number 1 pick in the 2024 draft. And Carolina found
say that,
and hopefully, be it the fact that we all are in North Carolina, hopefully Sundays will be fun. Everybody, you know what I'm saying? When the Panthers are doing well, this is whether you're a Panther fan or not. When the Panthers are doing well, everything else, business is booming. No matter what you do, everybody want to do more. Everybody want to eat more. Everybody want to have more parties.
That's real.
So so you know, it's
So let
a
me
good
ask you,
when the Panthers are doing well.
let me ask y'all this. I know we've all said our favorite NFL teams, like, and you know, I'm a Steph and a KD fan, and Steph is my guy though, so I'm a Golden State guy. Y'all have favorite? I know you said Lakers, Vaughn. Do y'all have favorite NBA teams, or do y'all just like players?
Players.
Yeah, Lakers.
Players run the league in the NBA, not
What about
the
you,
team.
Steve?
Yeah, it's mainly players. I used to be a Knicks fan. I used to be a big Knicks fan coming up, but
All right, two more questions. Do y'all have a favorite college football team?
Yes.
I used to like USC back in the day with Reggie
Carolina
Bush
all
played.
day.
Carolina. All right, I'm Florida Gators. Do you have a favorite college basketball team?
Carolina.
I'm Carolina.
Tar.
Yeah, it's Carolina.
Oh, okay, we got all Carolinas. Okay, cool.
Hey, y'all missed it. Tar.
Hills.
But
that's at least it's one thing we can all agree on when we get up when college basketball season come back around.
Yeah.
I wish you would have been doing this show when college basketball season was because bro, I had a ton to say about Love, bro.
Yeah. I wish we had it too.
To say about this guy.
I wish we had it too. Like of everything college basketball, what I keep up with the most. That would have been real fun to talk about. Caleb Love and RJ Davis and why things were and were not working and why it worked last year for that 6-week run and why it didn't work this year for the whole year. Like, I don't know. Like that would have been fun to talk about.
No doubt, Carolina's team is probably the most disappointing team, probably of all time.
Wow.
Bruh, all time. You go from national championship preseason number 1 to not even making the tournament. The tournament.
Yeah.
With that Duke stuff.
With the same start out of the same Brady Manic.
The same, and which ended up anyways.
That's
a whole
topic for
other
another
show,
day.
bro.
Yeah.
Whole nother show.
Caleb in Michigan now though, but hey, whole nother show.
Whole nother show.
Yeah.
Bruh, the whole team left though. The whole team left.
That says a lot.
We lost 8 players.
Anything.
8 players.
That says a lot without saying anything.
Yeah. That's crazy.
But anyway, all right, man. That's
all right, man. Y'all be good, man.
All right, folks. Thanks for joining. You guys, appreciate you. See you guys next Sunday.
Yes, sir. Appreciate
All right.
you.
And
Peace.
watch
Already.
From, bro. Watch From. Best show on TV.
Cool.
Best show on
Cool.
I feel like I need to promote this show so to get a third season.
TV. Hey,
I'm gonna check out it, bro.
Yeah.
All right, y'all be good. Be good. All right.
All right, folks.
Peace.
Appreciate y'all.